Well, we are actually going to do something a little bit different. We are doing a revamp of one of my very, very old videos on Myotragus, the extinct goat. This is because I made that video 3 years ago. I think it was my third ever video, and I've been reposting everything onto Instagram, and for some reason unknown to God or man, that is the one that actually blew up. The first of my videos to ever actually blow up on Instagram, and I fucking hate that video. It's not super accurate, I look crusty as hell, and I basically just shit-talked this poor goat the whole time, so we're gonna do this video again. We're gonna do my man some justice. This guy is the Myotragus. It is called a extinct goat, however, it is more closely related to modern sheep than it is to modern goats. It lived on the Balearic Islands up until around 3 BC when humans settlers came to the Balearic Islands. Now, in my previous video, I kind of went on and on about how fucked up this goat is, and to be fair, it does have some very odd traits, but there are more fucked up things. I really did this man an injustice in my previous videos. But to be fair, it does have some very odd physiology. For a start, it does have binocular vision, where the eyeballs are on the front instead of the sides, and being on the sides is very common for herbivores and prey animals, whereas the binocular vision is more common in predatory animals. However, it's not exclusive to predatory animals. In fact, likely the Myotragus did evolve binocular vision because there were no large predators found on the islands, and they did not have the need for the side vision that gave them kind of a wider perspective instead of pretty good just binocular vision. And while he does kind of occupy a sort of uncanny valley for ruminants, it's not nearly so weird and messed up as I previously stated. Now, it was also previously thought that this guy was ectothermic or cold-blooded. However, since that video, this is new research, so I will stand by that point in my previous video. New research has come out since the 3 or so years that I posted that it was not in fact cold-blooded. This was due to a kind of interesting growth pattern exhibited by the Myotragus that previously was only known to be found in reptiles and other cold-blooded vertebrates. So when this animal was found to have the same growth pattern, people assumed that it was cold-blooded. However, new research has come out and showed that it is not, in fact, cold-blooded. But since this is new research, I will still stand beside my previous video in that regard, because that was the consensus at the time of filming. It also likely did live in caves, which gave it the kind of common name of the cave goat. And that is probably the case since a lot of the remains were found in caves on the islands. So it is likely that they did spend quite a lot of time in caves when they weren't out grazing or foraging for other food. Also, in my other video, I did use some other images that I feel also did this guy injustice. One was a skeletal reconstruction of the bones that were found that made the spine and shoulder blades look really, really weird. I don't know if that was just due to that individual and it had some weird things around it, or if the people who reconstructed the skeleton put it together wrong, but this is definitely a more accurate skeletal reconstruction. Additionally, the most commonly used image when talking about this goat is this rather unflattering frontal, taxidermy reconstruction, which does show the binocular vision quite well as the whole facial structure of the goat. However, it does give the feeling of that, again, uncanny valley. Plus, goat eyes are really weird in general, altogether making it look like, and these are my favorite descriptions from the comments on Instagram, one of those uncanny Barbie movie animal companions. You know the ones I'm talking about, like that fucking elephant from Barbie Island Princess. Or the grown-up spawn of Donkey and Dragon from Shrek, which again, rather accurate. and my favorite, the Charizard skull, which I don't know a lot about Pokemon, but that seems pretty accurate. So hopefully this video did give our man, Myotragus, a little bit of a redemption arc. I will be posting this one onto Instagram, but of course this one I'm sure is not going to blow up like the original, so everyone on Instagram is just going to think that I have some deep and unresolved beef with an extinct goat that's not really a goat, because a 3-year-old video that I absolutely hate has just decided to blow up. And if y'all go scroll down through my animal facts playlist and make my original video on this blow up on TikTok now, I'm coming to your house and I'm replacing all of your shoelaces with slightly overcooked spaghetti.